Hello, everyone. Hello, I am Mira Raven, and this is the Behind the Business interview show. And we're so excited to see you tonight. We're so excited to be having on another Black-owned Chicago local business. So we've had a lot going on at our GBC lately. We've had a lot of different live stream things going on. Last night we had the Black to Business podcast. We had Kim Delaney on here, and we had a nice long good conversation with her. So we're really excited to be back again, or I'm excited to be back again, doing another live stream tonight with you guys. If you're in the room right now, say hello. Feel free. I'd love to see who's in the room. I always get a number, so I never know. It says 2 people are watching, so hi to random people. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure there's somebody that I know. But I just wanted to remind everyone that we are doing an email. I mentioned this yesterday, so anybody who was watching yesterday, you're going to hear it again, but we're doing an email list raffle right now. So it's kind of like, like a raffle, but instead of paying money, you're going to be on our email list and you'll donate. So those are the 2 things, the 2 criteria for entering this raffle is that you must be on our email list, and we ask that you do some kind of donation, any kind of donation. It could be $1, it could be $3, it could be $5, $50, whatever you want to give. But we really want to show appreciation back to people who take the time to make donations to us, because unfortunately we have to be able to compensate for the expenses that we incur as an organization. So it definitely helps a lot, and we really appreciate it. So if you like the content that we've been making, please take a moment and donate. You can go to the website, www.rrgbc.org/donate. And it takes, 5 or 6 minutes. I always tell people, instead of giving to Black Lives Matter, give to us, because we're local and we're going to help you, the businesses here in Chicago. We're here to help local businesses here in Chicago. Black Lives Matter may not really be focusing on the businesses or the structures in Chicago specifically. Black Lives Matter is a very general sort of organization. So, and they're also not Black owned. So I don't know if anybody knew that, but I don't believe they're Black owned. So anyway, without further ado, we're gonna get this kicked off. We're gonna get started here, and yeah, I'm gonna play my little intro, and then we're gonna bring on Miss Sharon. So I can't wait to hear from you guys.
We need a genius plan. We need to take a stand. We need to lend a hand. We need to buy more land. We've got mouths to feed. We gotta sow our seed. If we remove the weeds, we'll be a family tree. We're losing the battle by fighting alone. When we stick together, we'll bring it all home. We gotta circulate. We gotta acclimate. Aggregate and set the record straight. We're the illustration, we're the celebration, and don't be mistaken, it's our goal we're taking. We did the work, we made the stars. Behind our people, we know who we are. Behind the business, yeah, yeah. Behind the business, behind the business, behind the business, yeah, yeah. Let's get behind our wealth. Let's get behind our health. Let's get beyond the self. Let's get out of the well. Let's get behind our town. Let's get behind our bad. Let's get behind our dimes. Let's get behind the rhymes. Let's get behind our minds. Let's get behind the signs. The planets have a line to give us better times. Behind the business. Yeah, yeah. Behind the business. Behind the business. Community is what we need. Behind the business. Get behind it. The business. Behind the business. Behind the business.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Behind the Business interview show. I'm Mira Raven from RRGBC, that is Repair, Restore, Grow Black Communities. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to bring on Miss Sharon McKennie, who is the manager at MacArthur's restaurant, soul food restaurant. This restaurant has been around for 24 years. It's been around for an amazing amount of time. It is one of the oldest restaurants here in Chicago. And even through all of, all the stuff that's been going on, they're still here, which is amazing. It's remarkable to me. It was wonderful having Wesley's on last week. And they've been up, all around for 50 years. So this is this is really, really amazing to be having these businesses on. And there's a lot we can learn from them. So I can't wait to have Sharon on. So without further ado, we have Miss Sharon McKennie. Hello, Sharon.
How are
Oh,
you?
hello. I'm
Good.
good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Nice to be on the show tonight.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So, so some people, I think a lot of people in Chicago know about you guys. Like if you're in Chicago, you know about MacArthur's. But just in case there are people that are watching that haven't for some reason been to your restaurant, um, give me kind of the history of how did it get started? What was the story? You guys were born in 1997, right?
Yes, that's a long time. I never imagined being here for such a long time. It started off just actually the owner, Mac Alexander, who is my uncle. He had some Max Records in the neighborhood, and he wanted to like find a space, something to do with some of the vacant buildings that were on the block. And he would always go to Manny's for like breakfast and Manny's, and he just wanted to get an idea of how he could bring that to the west side. And
Mm.
so he started his first business, Max Records, on Lake and Damon, and back in the 70s, 19 to 70s, early 70s, he moved west to the Austin area. And next, across the street from his record store, there was a vacant tavern. It used to be a tavern, and it was vacant. And he just wanted to find what could he do. And he came up with the idea to start a cafeteria style, Southern style restaurant that, the people in the neighborhood could come and sit and eat and enjoy a family oriented environment. That was the goal. That's what he wanted to do. His idea was to bring something nice to the community. And
Yeah.
his goal was to operate a restaurant with an affordable menu where the people in the neighborhood could come and eat, sit down and eat, not something fast food, something where they could sit down as a family and
Hmm.
enjoy each other's. And so that's where MacArthur's restaurant started in March of 1997 at
Wow.
54 across the street, actually at a smaller location. We were across the street, and we opened with about maybe 8 employees. And we would the first month we opened, He wanted people to come in like every day from like 11 to 1 maybe for 2 hours to just come and try the food, no
Mhm.
charge, just come and try the food and
Oh, wow.
give us ideas of what they wanted, what could improve, how they liked it, what we could have on the menu. We just wanted everyday items that people work and come home and something quick to eat. So that's how we got started, and we have actually grown tremendously. We've been blessed. A lot of changes have happened since 1997, but we're still here. We're still
Yeah.
here.
I think it's so I mean, and I think what I hear in that too is, um, I hear sort of the thing that I really like about the whole concept with MacArthur's is I like how it's really a community. It's very communal style. It's like, okay, let's all, let's all have a place where anybody can go. It's not about, it's not about, again, like you said, it's not fast food. It's a good, good home cooked. It's like having a good home cooked meal. It's like coming in, going to your
Yes.
aunts or your cousins or your family member, and it doesn't really, or it could even just be a family friend, and you go over there and you're like family, and it's a big, big meal, and you got the, all the food on the table and everything. Yeah. So that's something I really think that we've kind of lost touch with a little bit, I think, because of the everyone gets so busy, everybody gets so scattered, and people want, fast food and everything. But I think there's really something to be said about going back to sitting down with your family, having a good meal, having a home cooked meal, and especially soul food. There's just so much culture in
Yes.
soul food. Yeah.
And actually, when we first started, well, Mac is the youngest of 11 children. He was born and raised in Lexington, Mississippi. And so he's from the South, and he attended Mississippi Valley State University. But, being the youngest of 11, he still didn't know how to cook. He had too many much older than he was. So, cooking, my mom had 6 kids, and
Wow.
everything happened at our house, and that's how he would always come to our house. So when he brought it, and when he first asked me, I was in college, and I would say, "Well, I'll try it because I love to cook." And we had some family recipes, but then we when we started, we let other employees give their ideas, what we think, what we should do, and it wasn't that either mine was the best or yours was the best. Which one, that we could use and be comfortable with and affordable, because we didn't want some $25, $30 meals a day. We wanted something comfortable where people in the neighborhood could come and sit. And once we got started, we used to have like TVs, and then we realized that people were coming and sit and watch TV, and they really weren't interacting with each other. And so we took the TVs had to go because
Yeah.
he wanted people to sit down and enjoy each other, and
Right.
families to enjoy each other, to talk about, this is what happened to me today. This is what's going on with me, and socialize. And it's so much better. And, and with everything that's going on today, we actually miss that. We miss
Mm.
that socializing and, people coming in, and, we get being here over 20 years. We've seen people get married and have kids, and now the kids are grown and going to college, and we have a lot of customers that are just repeat customers that have been coming to us since day one, supporting us. And with you get the weddings, the funerals, the graduations, so it's a combination of things. You get a relationship with the people because you've been here. And so because Mac has been here since the 70s, he has really um been in contact with, generations, of families where they could come and say, I'm such and such a son, remember, blah, 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 and, it takes a minute. He'll say, really? And then so that's how far back, it seems like only 20 something years, but it's a lot has happened in 20 years, 20 plus years. We've met
Mhm.
a lot of people. We've entertained a lot of people. People have entertained us. and the menu has changed. The menu, we've added things, we've taken away things, so as time changes, we have to change too. But it's just been a blessing.
Wow. I love that. I love that. I think that's so important. And even though I'm a millennial and I'm supposed to, want to be on my phone all day or something,
Yeah.
I actually really my generation, it's funny because the restaurant is almost as old as I am. Because I was born in 92. So
Wow.
yeah, so so I went through sort of the period of, I didn't have a phone growing up, but by the time I was 13, I was like, oh, I want a phone, and all of this. And I remember there being times where we would have dinner together, and then as I got older and older, a lot of times I would want to eat in my room, or I would want to eat, something like that. And I think this is pretty common in most families.
Yes.
But I think that what the move to get the TVs out of there, I honestly think that's like, I really admire that, because there are a lot of restaurants that you go to that, mostly like bars and
Sports
stuff, that
bars.
where
Yes.
they have and that can be fun because people talk while they're doing stuff. But I think it's really great though that you guys maintained, and that's the thing that I hear in what you just said, is the um the what's the word I want to use? Dedication, the dedication to integrity, to being integral, to keeping to your values, because you said that's what he wanted in the restaurant. He wanted people to talk, he wanted people to socialize. And maybe he felt like, he at first when he got the TV is like, oh, like maybe I should do that because maybe that's what other restaurants are doing. But then he realized that that wasn't him or what he wanted to do, and he took him out. So I think that that's really important thing to note, because I think a lot of businesses these days, whether they're businesses that have been around like you guys for a while, and you're kind of trying to figure out, okay, what should we change, what should we keep. And I think that that's a really important thing for businesses, is sort of thinking about, how, businesses that have been around that are trying to stay afloat. I think probably, staying true to your values, I think is the lesson that I get from this, is that it's good to stay true to your values, even when it seems like, because I could imagine maybe people think, oh, who's gonna who's gonna want to come in here if there's no TVs? But it's so
No
not true.
alcohol,
It or no,
no
right,
alcohol, no
right.
alcohol, no, but
But so many people love MacArthur's. I saw, like, when I was looking at some photos and stuff online, I saw a picture and it showed like a huge line, like, you
yes.
know, and like so I wanted to ask you kind of about uh kind of want to ask a little bit now about some of the recipes. You said that you changed the recipes over time, or you changed like what the menu
Well,
and
actually,
everything
when we
about.
first opened, it was really, you know, what did we want to do? He started with not knowing because he's not a cook. And when we hired people, we shared our ideas, and we wanted to, come up with what was, more the most comfortable, because we weren't trying to have steak and caviar. We wanted to have an everyday home cooked meal that the kids would come home from school and you could stop by and you could sit and eat before you, so you wouldn't have to go home every day and cook. So it was just sharing ideas with each other. And you know just like I said, we had people come in, and and back then we didn't have social media, so everything was done by like word of mouth. You by flyers, taking flyers to the schools or the churches or the bus stops, and it was by word of mouth. Let people know, with Mac being in different organizations because of the record shop. And And then we would have, guests, artists come to the record shop. And then we'll say, well, we have a restaurant across the street. Why don't you come across the street and try us out? And then by word of mouth, they would pass the word on. Oh yeah, when you out west of Chicago, they got to, So everything just worked out so well for us because we didn't have Facebook, or we didn't have the different social media avenues that they have now. So everything was, like I said, a lot has changed in 20 plus years. But after we got the menu and we started adding this, well, my kid likes, to eat this, and so we had to come up with, something good. It had to be good, and it had to be consistent, and it had to be good quality, and it had to be done at a good price,
Yeah.
because again, we're in an area where we have a lot of single mothers, and they may have more than one or two kids, and and on a budget, so we wanted to work around that, and Mac listened to the people and what they had to say and what they wanted, and then that has helped us be successful. And that's one reason that we've been asked, are you coming south? Are you coming to the suburbs? Are you coming downtown? That's one of the reasons he stayed in the Austin area for so long, because people have supported him and he has supported them, and that helps us because he helps a lot of the schools and a lot of the establishments and a lot of different organizations. He contributes to them as a result of them supporting him. So you have to, just like the community give to you, you have to give back to the community. And he loves the Austin area. Like I said, the Austin area has helped him succeed in his dream. And that's why he wants to continue to work in this area.
That's really, and again, I see sort of that same pattern of just like staying true to yourself, like as a business. Like
Hmm.
it seems like everything that you guys are saying is a kind of centered around this idea of, okay, these are my people. It's like you guys really worked hard to develop that relationship with the community. And I think that sometimes with businesses, especially newer businesses too, it's kind
Hmm.
of like this, especially the world that we live in too, because it's like it's very with social media, we're connected, but we're also really like disconnected
Distant. Yes.
and distant. And so it's like people kind of treat things like when you go on the train or something and everybody's kind of in their own little world,
Hmm.
or walk down the street and everybody's kind of in their own little bubble. And I think that unfortunately that's not the best kind of um it's not the best kind of attitude, I guess, for businesses, right?
No.
But that's kind of
No.
like an attitude that sort of permeates our regular day-to-day life because of the social media and because of that effect on society. But I think that businesses need to, and not just businesses but communities, like I think we all need to, again, I think this is great that we're able to do this, and we can create community. In fact, the people that
Hmm.
are in this stream, because I see that there are now, at least I see there's 4 people, although there's probably more than 4 people watching. But those 4 people, if you guys can say something, just say hello, just shout out in the comments, just so I can kind of get a view for who's here. Just say hello if you can. We would love to hear from you. We want to keep, because this is the thing, is that I'm doing this show and I made it because we could just do a recording, but I wanted to make it a live stream show because I wanted to allow it to be interactive and allow people that are watching to be a part of the conversation. And it's a way to be to build community, because I think that that's something that is the missing puzzle piece in this sort of this equation that we're trying to solve, which is the racial disparities in our community, and the violence and all these different things that we're facing right now in Chicago communities. And I think it's businesses like MacArthur's that have that kind of mentality of integrity, of community, of connectedness and keeping families together and connected. I think that's something that's really, really important. And it may seem like, oh, whatever, a restaurant, right? But no, these restaurants, these businesses, um, these are the people in your community. And I think we need to shift our mindset from just looking at, oh, whatever, I spend my money here, I spend my money there. No, I spend my money in my community with the businesses around me. And I love sort of this idea of people knowing, right, the businesses, and knowing the customers. And like I grew up in a small, tiny mid-coastal town in Maine, and so the time
Oh,
in that area, it was very, very local. They had a lot of like craftsmen, they had fishermen, they had um, all of these like local stores, and even a Walmart tried to come in and buy some of the land and develop some stuff there. But they created the people in the town created a size cap limit, which meant that no building over 55 square feet could come into the town and build. So basically they were trying to get rid, basically keep out any of these big box stores, because they knew that this was going to affect the economy, because most of the people that were in the town, they would get their goods from these local businesses. Most of the And then of course tourism too, because it's a mid coastal town, so it's really it's kind of quaint and everything, and so people would come and support these local shops and local businesses. So they needed, they depended on that income. And I think that what I noticed there too is there was this one restaurant we had called Reunion Station, and it was very similar. It was very similar to MacArthur's in the sense that it was just this, comfortable place that people would come. And we would go there all the time for like people's birthdays, or we would just go there, anytime, anytime we would just hang out. We go there in a big group, a family. And I could just, when you were describing that, I could just, it made me think of this restaurant that I used to go to, and I totally um can imagine just sort of the vibe that MacArthur's has, a sort of just that comfortable place that you meet there with a couple of family friends, a couple of families come together, they got their kids, or you got your whole family's there, your the sisters, the brothers, the cousins, just taking up like three different tables, putting them all together, that whole thing. And I just think there's something really great about that. So I think that that's definitely really important. So how did you guys do with, I know we had COVID this year. What was
yes.
that like for you guys, and what were some of your challenges coming out of, or what have been some of your challenges coming out of that?
Well, like I said, we had to change uh, a lot of things, and we're still not at capacity with the seating, and we actually miss our customers because we've lost some customers as a result of the sickness, the illness, the virus took lives of some of our customers, and so the
Yeah.
families, would bring us, programs because you couldn't attend the service. So that was on the sad part. But now that we're starting to open, we still encourage people the importance of wearing your mask and washing your hands, and being safe, because you just don't have to be safe for yourself, you have to be safe for others too. So in the
Mhm.
restaurant, we do have someone at the door monitoring people staying, practicing social distance, and they have to have their mask on. We have to sanitizer and for people, to wash their hands. And 20 years ago, we weren't even close to thinking of doing anything like this. But we're working hard because we want to see it. People find some normalcy soon, because it's hard. It's not hard just for us, but it's hard on people that are just locked in and afraid to
Mhm.
come out. And and that's not what we want. We want
Right.
people to come, because when people come here, we have a lot of single men, women that come and socialize, and and share things with each other. People that they don't meet, then they become friends because they come here all the time, certain times of the day. But we had to cut hours. We no longer have breakfast, and we had to adjust to a lot of things. So we're actually looking forward to um, within the next few months when it will open. We're hoping that the state allow us more people, because like now 25 people, and that 25 people have to be social distance, and so you really don't have a lot that they could do. It's still like, it's scarce. People are scattered away
Right.
from each other, and people are still afraid to come out. So even though we're allowed to have 25 people, we're still not getting 25 people because people are still afraid to come out and eat in the public. So we still have a
Yeah.
lot of carry out. People are still doing carry outs, and we don't have a lot of dining. But hopefully, we're looking forward when the weather gets better and the sun comes out, and people will come out and sit on the patio, and like we so used to having. So we're looking forward to that. We're working hard to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I'm glad. Have you guys been busy with delivery and carry out? Has that been kind of the busier
Actually,
stuff?
we haven't been doing deliveries. We've been doing carry out, have people come in,
Oh.
but we actually, like during basketball season, we usually have basketball teams come, and the NBA, the WNBA. We have, actors, actresses that are visiting the city to come, and we miss all that, because it's just only so much people can do now,
Right.
and it kind of cut back on the business. But the community, again, the community has been supportive. We were closed for like 3 weeks. Last year we closed for like 3 weeks, and people were calling, well, when are you going to open, so we
Yeah.
did open. We opened back up May of last year, and we've been going strong. For the holiday we usually do a lot of catering, but because people were only allowed in small groups, we had to take a loss on that. But we were encouraging people to do the right thing. If you're not supposed to be in a large group, and this is going to help us in the long run, just have something small together as a family. And
Mhm.
so we encourage people, no, don't listen, get lots of food. We didn't want to do that. We want people to be safe, because we want to get rid of this virus, and we want to, move forth. That's what we want to do,
Yeah.
and we're encouraging people to continue to practice safety.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's really, really good. So, I also have this. I got some of the photos that you'd sent me, and put
Okay.
them in this slideshow. So I'm gonna pull that up here. Just a couple photos that you'd sent of the food and different things that I just want to share with everyone. All right. So this is a picture that I actually found online from it's
Hmm.
from your website. It's
Right.
your food. Um yeah, it was online and I thought, "Oh wow, that looks really good. That looks delicious." Would you say
Yeah,
like
we
this
have
is
our
your
fried
most popular?
chicken. Yeah, we do a lot of greens, yams, and macaroni and fried chicken. And those are like our top items: fried chicken, um, greens, yams, and macaroni as the side dishes. We do a lot of short ribs, and we do a lot of smothered pork chops also. But our those are some of our main dishes.
Yum. That looks delicious. Where do you guys get your food from? Do you have like a guy or a food guy?
Actually, we do a lot of local with the neighborhood at Mario's. We get a lot of meat from Mario's, but then again, we go to
Oh.
Jetro, and we do a lot of our bulk buying
Mhm.
from Jetro.
Mhm.
But Mac, the owner, that's what his job is. He's in charge of stock. He's in charge of keeping the stock room organized and clean, and everything. So, and he can't cook, but he can organize.
He does all of the sort of the food buying and the
Yes,
organization, and you do all the
yes.
sort of management,
And I
the
still
cooking,
cook.
and you
Yeah, I
cook,
cook in the
right?
evening. Yes, I love
Mhm.
to cook. I'm still cooking. I haven't given up on it.
Yeah, cooking
You
is
know.
just one of those things that's so, I mean, I don't cook for, I don't like, obviously I don't work in a restaurant and cook or anything, but I do love to cook, and I feel like it's just such a nice feeling, cooking and then, having that meal or having a nice home cooked meal. You can tell when somebody cooks something with love. And
Hmm.
yeah, so that's definitely great, good. So this is the owner, Mac.
Yes, that's Mac, and he doesn't work like within the restaurant during the day, but he's like an early morning person. He'll come in and like I say, check the stock, see what we need, and he hasn't fully retired, but he's working on it. He's working on it. But we hope to that he could retire and enjoy the rest of his life while he just checks in on us. He checks in on us and let us know what we need to do, and he stays on top of us, definitely.
And you said, and I heard you say earlier, he had started his first business was a record store, right?
Right. He has a
Oh,
record store. Still, he has a record store across the street, and that is run by Mr. Eddie Mister. And like I said, he just checks in on us. He's been trying to let us move in more, take more control of the business, but you know, um, it's still he has his name on it. So we want to give him all the credit because he has worked with the community for so many years, and he's our role model. We look up to him because he works hard, and and the people trust him and they believe in him and they know he's going to do the right thing. That's why he has such a support team, that helps him out. And he's a lot of people just would think he would a regular customer. A lot of people don't even know who he is because he just fits in with the rest of us.
yeah. It's almost like he's kind of humble, right? He's like, even though he's done all this stuff, but he's very, humbled, and it
Hmm.
seems like he's very dedicated, um, to his craft in a sense. And then this restaurant and the record store and these businesses, those are like his craft, and he's dedicated to that. And
Yeah,
I,
he's in charge. He does all the decorating in the restaurant, and he's done that since day one. And so he still partakes in repairs and whatever he feel we need to change. But like I say, with the COVID here, is so much, but he makes sure that we have the markings on the floor. People need to stand and social distance themselves, and he wants to make sure even employees, because even though we practice the social distancing with our customers in the kitchen, we have to work on certain sides of the table. We can't just be crowded around each other. So it's been a lot to change, but he pays attention. Put that mask over your nose and your mouth. Don't just let it slide down. So he watches us. He pays attention. He stays on top of it because we really want to get back to normalcy, and and have our groups come back and be family oriented. We really do miss that.
yeah. Oh yeah, I think you and everybody in the city, I really think that, there's going to be a lot of people, I think, that are going to really feel. I mean, I guess in one way, I thought of it this way. I guess when it does go back and people are able to do this stuff, I think people will have missed it for so long that they'll, be excited to go out. They'll be excited to go and do these
Yeah.
things finally, because they had to, stay in for so long, and not go out and not do these things. And I think we're human beings, we're natural, and no matter how much technology comes about, we enjoy social social connection, and we need that. It's very important. So here's some food pics. Um, Definitely reminds me. It reminds me of the cafeteria, but better, because I feel like if I had this at school, oh man, wow, this would be amazing. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
looks
this month
so
is
good.
Black History Month, and we're so used to having kids come as field trips. Some students, the ones that have good attendance or something, they would come, and that would be their field trip, was to come here and eat uh, during Black History Month. And we miss that. We really do miss the, even not just grammar school kids. We did have some students come here from Columbia College this past weekend, and there were only a few. And they usually come a large group. But still small, but they're still, during Black History Month, we're still getting some groups that are coming by, to help us out. So we can't wait till this passes us, and the holidays are coming, have gone, but we still have the summer holidays that are coming, and we're
Yeah.
looking forward to having more than just 25 people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I bet. And
Mhm.
I think it's something too. I think it's cool that you guys have people coming in for Black History Month,
Mhm.
cuz you guys are almost, I feel like you guys, could be like a historical, you guys are kind of almost like a historical land, not a landmark, literally, but I mean in a sense, cultural landmark, in the sense that you guys
Mhm.
have just been a part of the community. You've been solid, and the how much people support you, and continue to to go there and continue to support you guys. I think that shows, that's because of the food, the service, the
Mhm.
experiences that people have had there,
And
like you said,
also
the word of mouth.
the support that he gives, because of the different, he helps the schools, the churches, the you know different auxiliaries, the West Side business. He's in a lot of different organizations. He's a member of a lot of different organizations, and he's always lending a hand, giving people ideas, because his goal now is uh to make the West Side, improve the looks of the West Side. We still have a lot of vacant buildings, and he's encouraging people to invest.
Yeah.
Even though we're going through some hard times now, but to invest, and you know, to so people can support their own, support the neighborhood and improve the neighborhood, so that we don't have to go so far, because people don't have cars, and aren't able health wise to take the bus always. So it's good to be able to just walk around the corner to the store, or up the street to the grocery store, or sit down at a dining restaurant. That's so important to him, and that's what he's looking forward to now.
Yeah, and I think that that's exactly like the kind of businesses. I feel like you guys are great. You guys are a great example of what the kind of businesses that we need in Chicago. We need more businesses like you guys, because one of the things that's important is, we can have good successful businesses, and that's great, but it's even better when those successful businesses take the time to put some of that, you know energy, money back into the community. And it sounds like that's exactly um, what what the owner here, Mac, is doing. He's
Hmm.
putting that, he's putting, he's obviously amassed, all of the success and whatnot, but he stayed humble, he stayed true his to his values of his business, and he's done stuff for the neighborhood, he's done things to improve the neighborhood. And see, that's the kind of businesses we need here in Chicago, because if we had 10 or 20, MacArthur's kinds of, not like the same exact thing, you know what I
Right.
mean, that do that. Oh, wow. We could fix a lot of problems in our
Hmm.
neighborhoods if all of these businesses banded together, and, um and helped each other out. And then there you have the community, just like when I was talking about my little mid coastal Maine town. Everything
Right.
worked because everybody knew each other. You went to the hair, you knew the hairdresser, you knew the butcher, you knew the and in European villages, it's like that too. They have the, like French, little French countryside villages. They have the boulangerie, you have the patisserie, you have the butcher, you have all these,
Right.
specialized stores. And I think that we should go back to that. In a sense, we should be having these, different businesses, so that, there's almost most of the things that we buy and need, especially the stuff that we buy and need, like food or clothing, or things that are essential items. I think it's so important for us to have those, to have businesses around an industry around those items, so that
Hmm.
we can support, like you said, do for our people and
Hmm.
support our people, and that can go back into our neighborhoods, into our schools.
Yes,
um
we've been so blessed to have people like when Barack Obama was running for senator, he would have meetings here. And, we would look at him like, we couldn't even pronounce his name. And we were like, what is he doing? We just talked so, we just like, oh, he's wasting his time. And look now, and he actually wrote about us in his book, The Audacity to Hope. He interviewed Mac twice about what he wanted to do. And he promised as a senator that, he would help us, do some improvement funds for improving the neighborhood. And he would continue after he won election. He came back several times, even as president. He didn't forget about us. And like I said, by word of mouth, people hear about you. Oh yeah, I was, I'm here because Barack Obama told us, blah blah blah. And he even talked, I think it was on Jimmy Kimmel, some show he was on, he mentioned us,
oh,
mentioned our names. So
oh,
we were,
cool.
yeah, we were excited.
Yeah, yeah, that's really awesome. And I think that
Hmm.
it's really good when, when I don't want to, I guess I don't want to say famous, but well-known,
Hmm.
renowned figures like that,
Yeah, because he
use
was
their
from the city. So, it wasn't like he was from DC. He was from the South Side and he would come here to eat. And like I said, he would hold meetings. And a lot of time people didn't accept him for who he was because they didn't expect him to go so far. So you have to treat people. And that's how Mac is. He just treats people like he would want people to treat him, because you never know, you know, what the future holds for that individual.
That's
So
true.
when people come here, we want them to feel comfortable. We want them to feel loved. We want them to eat well. We want them to get full, and we want them to come back. You
Yeah,
know, that's what
absolutely.
we want.
So went to the next slide here, and looks like we have what's over here.
We
That
have
looks like
our greens
green.
and our
Mm-hmm.
cabbage. And then on the other table, that's like our dessert table, which we have onions and tomatoes, because some people, when they get their greens, they like to put fresh onions and tomatoes on top of their greens. And then we have potato salad and coleslaw and banana pudding. And then we
Oh,
have an assortment of cakes by Brown Sugar and Angelicas. You
oh
know,
wow, that's so
yeah,
cool. So
so
you
we have
Brown
assorted,
Sugar Bakery, that's a black owned bakery.
yes. And Angelica's is a black owned bakery also.
Yeah. See,
So,
that's what I love. Once again, you guys are working with other businesses and
hmm,
featuring and working together with them. Um and you guys both win, right? They
yes.
win and you guys win, because
Hmm.
you guys don't have to make, you don't have to make all these cakes, right? You
Ooh,
just
no,
have
a cake wouldn't. We have so much traffic through here. A cake wouldn't stand up in here if we wanted it to.
but
When
that's
we
but I
started
like
off, we were like, "Oh, we're gonna do cakes," and no, that didn't work at
that.
all. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had too much going on. So we do the banana puddings and the peach cobblers. We do those, but the cakes are homemade, and we have black distributors, Brown Sugar and Angelica's being the top two.
That's awesome. This is
Yes.
awesome. You guys get an A plus plus for that. You're like the perfect example of, the kinds of businesses that our GBC wants to really promote and put out there, because we
Hmm.
want to, businesses like yours, like I said, are an amazing example of the kind of businesses that we need to be creating here in Chicago, so that we can have sustainable communities. So that's awesome. Okay, so we have this Monday special.
Yes, on Mondays we have a special of a two-piece fried chicken with the leg and thigh, dark meat with two regular sides and the cornbread for 5.49. And believe me, Mondays are usually because people are coming home from work and they want to stop by and get a couple. So you may see people getting five or six of them. Dinners for the kids, and sometimes smaller kids can share a dinner. Because it's enough. If they want to share a dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually keep ourselves pretty busy on a Monday.
Wow,
Hmm.
that's a really good deal.
Hmm.
And I love that you guys get, like you said before, you get your food, most of it local, right? So that's
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
we try to get out, because we want the meats to be fresh.
Mhm.
We don't want frozen fish or anything like that. So, we do
Yeah,
our best to keep it locally.
that's great. And then this picture you sent me as well looks like we have Mr. Clinton
Yeah, when Bill
here.
Clinton visited us one morning, that was special.
Wow. Yeah, so any kind of like fun, interesting stories, things that have happened at MacArthur's?
But we always enjoy Monique when she comes to visit us. She likes to work behind the counter. She likes to fix the food and talk trash to the customers. And then we had Don King, and when he came, he actually invited the staff to the fight that night. And they said that he was really nice to them because they had ringside seats, and he offered them, whatever food or drinks they wanted. So he looked out for them, which was good. And like I said, we get a lot of politicians come and eat, and we get a lot of groups. We've had people like, we've had a lot of people. I mean, that I think I sent you Nick Cannon, and we've had a lot of people that come through, and a lot of times they don't call, they just show up. And Shirley Caesar was here a couple months ago. Every time she's in the city, she'll visit us. We had Gladys Knight visit us. We've had
Oh, wow.
a lot of people to come, and we're looking forward to having the people come and see us again and sit down and dine with us. We can't wait till this thing just opens up and people are allowed to travel more and things like that.
Wow, that is so cool. Yeah.
Hmm.
Definitely. And I was looking at the slides, so I wasn't looking at as much at the comments. We had a couple comments. We had Pata who showed up. Hello, Pata. I'm sorry this is late, you guys, that I'm saying this. We had Denise in here. Many prominent people and local politicians. Yep, have eaten at MacArthur's.
Thank you.
Um,
So,
so she wants us to know, what's the price range of meals?
well, price range for meals are like from 5.49, and I think our highest meal may be like beef short ribs, which is like I think 13.99. But we try not to go. We try to keep it as comfortable as possible. But as time goes by, when beef, we had an increase in beef prices of beef. We have to raise prices. But we do our best to keep it, comfortable. That's what we try our best to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think sometimes you always have, it's always like a balance, right? You have to kind of find
Hmm.
that balance of, okay, how can I find
Hmm.
something good quality but still stay within budget, and make it so that I still make a profit, kind of thing. and
Right.
and so I think that that's, and I
Hmm.
also think there's something to be said about, you know um supporting a business, like even if it were a little more expensive. I mean, some people, they, like, I know for me, I do buy more expensive food, but
Hmm.
it's high quality food. So to me, it's worth it to spend a little bit more of it, but not buy it so often. Like I don't stock up like a
Right.
bunch.
By it
I just
being a neighborhood restaurant, we want and it's cafeteria style, so the meats change like every day. And
yeah.
because of that, we want people to come back, because it's in the area. So, we know when we want a steak once or twice a year, we could go to this one particular steakhouse or here, but we want people to be comfortable like on a daily basis. So,
Yeah,
uh,
every day kind of thing.
right, that's why we offer, we want people, we try to get meats that are reasonably priced. And we try to do like everyday dishes that, we know people are comfortable with. Like we usually have, like we have greens, yams, macaroni, mashed potatoes, and we have that like every day because you can switch it up with so many different types. With the meatloaf, with the fried chicken, with the baked chicken, with the barbecue spare ribs. You can mix it up, spaghetti. So and then we know people are health conscious, so and then we have vegetarian. So some of our items are cooked with smoked turkey, and then we have some sides that are cooked with no meat because we have to try to, fit everybody in. And
Yeah.
then we try to cut back on the salts, and we leave salt is, for people, if you can add more, but you can't take it out. So we try to cook with less salt now because, we first opened, we were heavy on everything. But, as people became more health conscious, they asked us, could you not cooking so much pork? So now we use smoked turkey, and the side dishes that we use meat, we use smoked turkey. And then some items, like I said, we don't use smoked turkey because we have vegetarians that don't eat meat at all. So we try to work around everybody, you know.
Yeah.
That's why we ask people to, call us, comment, we want criticism as well because if you don't tell us, if you don't criticize, we don't know what we're doing wrong. So we really want people to let us know, what they like and don't like. Help us out. Even though we've been here over 20 years, it's still more to learn,
I
and
think
we're
that that is
open.
I think that's
Mhm,
amazing. I think that's exactly the kind of attitude that a business should have is that,
mhm,
is not and again, keep seeing these sort of main things coming back. And one of those things is you guys are just so humble. You guys have
mhm,
had all these amazing celebrities. You've been around for, for so
mhm,
long, and then you also have done so much for the community, and yet you guys are so rooted in your values as a business. You think beyond yourself. You guys are
mhm,
collaborative. You work with other businesses. You try to get local where you
mhm,
can, but you also are looking out um the for the people in the community and what's best for them and what they can afford.
mhm,
But then also, the fact that you guys are open to feedback and to criticism, because I know a lot of businesses that they like your I know businesses like yours. I've seen businesses like yours where it's like they've been around for a while, but sometimes what
mhm,
happens is when you've been around for a while and people already like you and you already
mhm.
got all this, success or whatever, they stop trying as hard, or they kind of just, they're like, okay, whatever, we don't really need
No.
to try anymore. But you guys are not like that. I
No.
can tell that you guys are dedicated to making sure that your business is always improving, always getting better, and that you're shifting and to the changes and to the times. And I think that again, this is like
Mhm.
all the formula, all the all the aspects of the formula of
Right.
an amazing business. So I mean, congratulations
Mm.
on being such a five-star business,
Oh,
that
we definitely appreciate you having us on to help us, let people know we are here, even though we've been here a while, but some people don't know we're, and haven't been here before. And we look forward to having those of you that have never been here to come and see us and, bring family and, and let us know how you like us, what you think we need to add. And we're open for more ideas. Like I said, my uncle has passed a lot of information down to us, and he wants us to continue to succeed and be successful in everything that we do. Like McDonald's, Ronald and McDonald's, and the Colonel at KFC. We want Mac at MacArthur's to be the same. We want him to, be a part of history. And we want to continue to be supportive of his namesake. We want him to feel good about us. We want him to look good, because he has worked hard and he deserves it. He served in the army. He got a Purple Heart, and he could have just gone home and just, retired years ago. But, he stands
Wow.
up and he works toward the community, and he encourages us to work hard, and, he encourages us to save money, and, and treat people right. Treat people like you want to be treated. That's what he teaches us, to be kind, because like I said, you never know, the individual you're talking to could be the next president of the United States. You never know. And that's why we,
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, I feel like he should be the president of the United States or something.
oh,
I mean, no, I guess I'm just saying
hmm
he's just that kind of a person that those are the kind of
hmm
people that should be, I mean, I'm sure obviously he's, ready to kind of hang in
yes,
the towel at some point,
no,
but or not hang in the towel, but kind of just,
hmm
pull back
sit
a little.
back, yes,
Right. Just kind of relax a
hmm
little bit because he's done, so much and accomplished so much. But I mean, I think that
hmm
that's, again, I think it's amazing that you guys are carrying on his legacy. And so you guys are the best way to support you guys right now would probably be either come in for, do
hmm
people need to do
for carry
reservations
out.
because it's
No, it's pretty comfortable. We keep people moving because we know that it has to be social distance. So we keep the
Mhm.
line moving quickly, so people won't, lose their patience. We want people in and out. We want them to be comfortable, and we want them to be safe. So we do, like I say, we are allowed, like right now, 25 people, and we have them socially distant, and we do a lot of carry out. So we ask you to come and support us, keep us going, keep us moving in the right
okay.
direction.
So people can visit your website for
Yes.
carry out and delivery.
hmm
And what are your hours?
We're open 7 days a week. We're open from 11 to 8
Okay.
daily. We just close major holidays. That's it.
Okay. Well, awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and checking out MacArthur's with me and talking with Sharon and I. And I want to thank Sharon. I want to thank you for coming in. I know you're a busy woman. I know
Oh,
you
that's
have
okay.
a lot going on and you're managing everything. But I really appreciate you, taking the time to chat with us today and give us some really amazing information because again I think people know about MacArthur's, a lot of people know about you guys, but I
hmm
think just really kind of emphasizing just how much you guys do and just how good of a business you are, I think is really important. I think people need to hear that. So now that you guys have heard it, now you guys know this is an amazing business. Please support it. Please, order something from MacArthur's if you haven't already. And you can visit their website there down there at the bottom. And I just want to let you guys know that the Behind the Business show, I've said it before, but the Behind the Business show will be happening every week. We will be having a different business on every week, mostly from here, businesses here in Chicago, local businesses. Next week, we're going to be featuring Out of the Past Record Store. So I'm excited
Oh,
to have
wow.
them on. And then I'll have to, now that I know about Max Record Store, I'm gonna have to have them on here.
hmm
Maybe in a month or two or something. I would love to have, come back and maybe have somebody from there on here too. Because I like records. I'm an old soul. I like to collect records.
Oh,
So
wow.
I would love that. Um, so I'm just trying to think of it. Oh, I want to let people know too that we have I just put up the Frontline bookstore reading list. So we'll be having a monthly reading list with local black owned bookstores. And so they sent us a list of 10 books, and it's a great list, amazing list. So if you want to check that out, you can go to our website. That's www.rrgbc.org. And it's a really, really amazing list. Actually, one of the books from that list, The Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey, that book is part of our raffle. So if you want to get that book for free, all you need to do is go to our website and donate, and then sign up for our email list. And it doesn't matter what kind of donation you make. It doesn't matter if it's $1, it doesn't matter if it's $5, but just make some kind of donation. And by showing that you care, by showing us that that you want to invest in the communities and the Black-owned businesses here in Chicago through our organization, we're going to give back not only to the businesses, but we're giving back to you by having this raffle and giving away something from a Black-owned business. So everybody kind of wins because we're getting stuff from local Black-owned businesses. So we're supporting them by getting something from them. Then, we're supporting you guys with what we're doing, and we're supporting, the businesses and the community by creating this content, by having the other show that we do, the Black to Business podcast that's there. We have, blog articles on our website. We have resources on our website. So we're just growing more and more every day. And with that growth, we're going to need support. We're going to need help. We are a baby organization, so we definitely could use the support. So thank you guys so much. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And we'll be back. The next time we'll be back is next Thursday. We'll be back with Out of the Past Records. So I will play my little outro here. And I hope everyone has a good night. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much.
We need a genius plan. We need to take a stand. We need to lend a hand. We need to buy more land. We've got mouths to feed. We gotta sow our seed. If we remove the weeds, we'll be a family tree. We're losing the battle by fighting alone. When we stick together, we'll bring it all home. We gotta circulate. We gotta acclimate. Aggregate and set the record straight. We're the illustration, we're the celebration, and don't be mistaken, it's our goal we're taking. We did the work, we made the stars. Behind our people, we know who we are. Behind the business, yeah, yeah. Behind the business, we get behind the business, yeah, yeah. Let's get behind our wealth, let's get behind our health, let's get beyond the self, let's get out of the well, let's get behind our town, let's get behind our ballad, let's get behind our dimes, let's get behind the rhymes, let's get behind our minds, let's get behind the signs, the planets have a line to give us better times.